chosen generation. We've been called to show His excellence. All I require for life, God has given me, and I know who I am. We are a chosen generation. We've been called to show His excellence. All I require for life, God has given me, for I know who I am. I know who God says I am, what He says I am, where He says I'm at. I know who I am. I know who God says I am, what He says I am, where He says I'm at. I know who I am. I'm working in power, I work in miracles, I live a life of favor, for I know who I am. I'm working in power, I work in miracles, I live a life of favor, for I know who I am.
Indeed, we are the chosen generation. We are the powerhouse of our nation. We are the ones to solve the problems of our country. We are the chosen generation.
We are a chosen
This is Generational Voice,
generation.
and I want to welcome you
Know who God says.
to editions of Generational Voice.
All I require for
This is a platform for the youth, the platform for the young people.
know who
Here we give every youth the opportunity to express themselves.
chosen generation.
They have a lot of solutions, I tell you. They can do mighty things.
Show.
Unless you give them the opportunity, you will never know. That is why here on Generational Voice, we try to let you know what the youth can do, what they are capable of doing.
Know who
You're welcome if you're a young person out there.
He says.
I want you to invite somebody to join us this afternoon. We are here and we are going to be here till the hours of 2 o'clock. This is Generational Voice, and I welcome you to the show.
I know who I am. I'm working in power. I walk in miracles. I live a life of labor. For I know who I am. I'm working in power.
My name is Prosper Fechi, and I'm going to be your host for today's program.
For I know.
We have a lot of things to discuss. We have a lot of discussions today. A lot of things are happening, and a lot is going on in the life of our young people. And today we just want to focus on them. For us, we know there are so many problems, but we never focus on the problem. We believe there are solutions out there, and the solution is with the young people. So join me if you are young person out there. We are on the verge of bringing our country back to its foot again. We have the energy. If you believe you have the energy, join us. This is Generational Voice.
I am holy. Come on. I am righteous.
Okay, so you're welcome to the show. This is Generational Voice, and I want to specially welcome you to this afternoon's edition of Generational Voice. We believe that the young people have what it takes to turn our nation around, and on Generational Voice, we give them the platform to express themselves. I tell you the facts, if you give them the opportunities, what they can do, you will never imagine. You can't imagine what they can do. I work a lot with young people, and I know what they are made up of. I know what they are capable of doing. All that they are asking for is that you invest into their life, and you will never regret it. If you invest into the life of our young people, you will see what they are capable of doing, and that is what I am calling for. Let's give them the opportunity. They will show us what they are capable of doing. I see something happen in history, and I just want to share with you. I noticed that Jesus walked on planet Earth with investment in people. He invested in 12 people on earth, spend a lot of time with them, work with them together, put in so much resources, so much teachings with them. And that is all that Jesus did for these disciples. At the end of the day, for the past over 2,000 years, that investment is still effective up to date. They went on to take on the whole world. They brought the gospel to every part of the earth, and that is what investment in people can do for you. I am telling you that in our part of the world, I know people believe in raising buildings so that we can see their work. We want to see the bridges, the roads, the hospitals, the schools. But what is the point of having a school without teachers? What is the point of having hospitals without what? Qualified doctors, without people who has what it takes to manage such facilities. That is why I call on every meaningful Ghanaians that let's shift our focus, let's turn our attentions to investing in our young people, because when we build them up very well, they will grow to build the buildings we are expecting. When we build them up very well, they will grow to manage the facilities that we have in our nation. So please turn your attention to the young people. All they are asking is invest in us, give us a little attention, give us detailed attention, and we have what it takes to solve the problems that our nation is going through. If we neglect them, we will pay dearly for it. And that is why I keep calling on Generational Voice, that the youth, they have what it takes to solve our problem. And trust me, they have what it takes to solve our problem. Only we are not giving them attention, only we are not giving them the opportunity. And that is why on Generational Voice, we want to give them the opportunity. We want to let them have, the chance, to show the world what they are made up of and what they are capable of doing. This afternoon, I'm here in the studio with a lot of young people, and like you already know, on Generational Voice, when we come, it's all about the youth, it's all about what we are doing, and it's all about what we can do. Today's program is proudly brought to you by the Foundation for Generational Thinkers. This is an NGO that is so interested in investing into young people. It has a young people at heart, doing all that it can to develop our future leaders. A lot of people say they believe the youth are the future leaders, but we don't give them detailed attention. We don't try to invest in them. Believe that the youth are the future leaders, therefore we take the pain. All we do is try to bring the young people up, raise them up, and make sure that they become responsible citizens. And that is exactly what we are here to do. I'm your life coach, and I'm going to be with you. We have a lot of discussion we are going to engage in, and I have brilliant young people here with the Foundation for Generational Thinkers has engaged, raising them up and helping them grow to become responsible citizens. And today, a very, very interesting topic is on the table, and we want to look at it. It's a very, very interesting topic. We want to look at why we have in our days a lot of youth, a lot of young people not taking up challenges. Whenever we face issues, it's like we give up so easily. We see a little challenge and it's like we are not ready to fight through. It looks like we are raising a generation of young people who are so soft-minded. They believe that everything should come to them without effort, without work, and a little challenge seems to be scaring the youth away. But I believe the young people have the strength and the energy at their tender age. They have what it takes to take on every challenge, every difficulty, whether it's be in academic, whether it be business, whether it be financial, family issue. But it seems that our young people are rather give up so easily, so quickly when it comes to the issues of challenges. And to me, I believe these days when you talk to the young people and the way they respond to issue, the way their approach to problems, I think that we are raising a generation of young people who are so soft-minded. They don't want to be tough-minded. They don't want to be tough on issues, and that is really a problem. That is really a problem, because when we keep raising soft-minded people, I tell you, a time will come we will not be able to face challenges and overcome it. Issues will come and we'll see a lot of young people running away from it. And this is not a way we want to build our nation. We need people who can stand and defend good values. We need people who can stand and speak their mind. We need people who can stand and tell truth to power. We need young people who are not scared, who are not afraid of their life, but they want to defend and make sure that proper things are being done. So if we have a group of young people, a generation of young people who are scared of their life, who are not interested in engaging, who are not interested in pushing through the ideas, who are not interested in things that they believe is the right thing, they are not interested in pushing it or pursuing it, it's going to be a really, really, really big challenge for all of us as a nation. And we cannot see our youth growing up with this character. We cannot see them growing up with this kind of traits. It's about time we have to address this issue. And for me, I don't know what is happening or what has gone wrong, but this is a topic I'm not sure I can exhaust it today. I will do part 1, and then next week I will continue to engage other people for us to discuss it. But today I just want to talk to the young people to find out why is it so difficult. When we were growing up, things that look so easy for us, it seems to be very difficult for the young people these days. Sometimes when they talk, I listen to them, and things that they see as a problem, I'm like, really, we are in a world that you guys would have to step up your game, because with this attitude and this character, I'm not sure you can go to where you want to reach in life with this soft-mindedness, with this weak attitude, weak character. And so I'm going to talk to them. I have some beautiful and handsome guys here in the studio, and I just want to introduce them to you quickly so that we can have a short discussion. This is Generational Voice, the platform that gives the opportunity to the young people, the voice that go beyond our existence. And I believe me, trust me, whatever we are doing here today go beyond us. It's not really about us. It's not about us. It's about the generations to come. So, gentlemen, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Yes, Felix, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
I want you to introduce yourself properly. Yes.
Okay. I'm Felix Parkwesi Akwa. I'm a student of Academy of Christ the King, and also a proud Forget ambassador.
Wow, that is wonderful. A student of Christ the
Academy
King.
of Christ the King.
Academy. Okay. Which form are you?
I'm Form 3.
Form 3. You're welcome to the program. I also have here in studio another lady, the only lady standing. The last time we were in the studio it's about the only guy standing. Today is the only lady standing. Yes, Irene, please introduce yourself properly.
Okay. I'm Irene Sarah Magbenu,
Okay.
a final year student of EPC Malco Girls and a proud Forget ambassador.
Wow. What is EPC?
Evangelical Presbyterian Church.
Oh, okay. Mauko Girls.
Yes, please.
Wonderful. That is wonderful. Welcome. Yes, my ever-present ambassador. Yes, Enoch. Quickly, introduce yourself.
My name is Enoch Aji,
Okay.
a graduate of Accra Academy,
Wonderful.
proud ambassador of Forget.
Proud ambassador of Forget ambassadors. Thank you so much for coming and welcome. Please, there is this issue we really want to look at. It's been bothering me, and I just want to look at it, because raising and being with you guys, young people, I noticed something. As generations come, generation goes. I noticed that the generations that come are finding the things we used to do easily. They are finding it so difficult these days. It's not something that I would say is difficult, but simple thing. For example, we used to have what we call a book reading project. Every month we read one book in a month. The generations that we started with were so easy reading, following up with things that we do. But it looks like the people who are coming after them are finding it difficult to adapt. They are finding it difficult to save, difficult to plan, difficult to read. And I just don't understand. What is going on, Felix? What is the issue? What is the problem with you guys?
Okay, so looking at our current generation, the youth, it looks as if the youth is confused. So once they are faced with challenges or issues, then they tend to just give up easily. That's one of the problems. They are
Why are they
confused.
confused? Confused about what?
A lot of things are going on, especially with the youth. A lot of things.
Yes, you are a young person. Tell me some of the things.
Emotional challenges, academic challenges, financial challenges, and also sometimes social media trends.
Okay.
You all get to persuade them. So once they are faced with like the realities of life, they are being hit with the realities of life. They cannot like tackle the issues, and then they just let it go.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So it's look like they see life as if it's a movie, it's a drama.
Yes.
Wow. Irene, tell me, what Felix is saying. Is it the upbringing? Why do you have a group of? Why do you think you are a student and you could see? You also have sisters. You have junior sisters. You could see sometimes some of the things you find difficult, or the way you are trained, the way you have been hard on. This is, looks like it's difficult for our new generation, young generations to adapt or to go through the same thing you went through and didn't have problem with it.
Yeah, it's true. What Felix is saying is really true. Me, I think of late people do not plan well. The younger generation do not know how to plan, and then they feel that plan, they don't stick to their plans.
Yes, I believe
Because-
I believe they don't plan. I believe, but the issue is that when you don't plan and we are trying to tell you how to plan, you are not available to learn how to plan. The issue is they being available to be trained, to go through the training, to handle issue. And that is my difficulty. Why is it so difficult for them to,
We are faced with a lot of challenges, as Felix said.
yes, so tell me some of them.
Emotional and other styles, and they want to follow the current trend. So instead of them to take their books and read, they'll be on social media doing TikTok videos to follow, fit into the current trend in society.
And this is the problem. This is the problem. You want to fit in, they want to be like, you want to be celebrities and all this kind of things. Enoch, what do you think? Why is it difficult for the young generations to adapt to or to tackle issues as some of you were doing when you are growing up?
I think the issue has to do with young people being lazy and also not being aware of their current situation and where they are going.
Okay.
So most of the time you realize that most of the youth, they like to follow the crowd. So everything that the crowd fancy, they also like to be there.
Okay.
So they have to be among the crowd. So where the crowd is going, that is where they are going. So the issue is that they don't have the vision. They don't have the plans. As my sister said, the plan is not clear. The vision is not clear. They are not aware of their current situation, because once they become aware of that and they know where they are going, they got to know that there is a big future ahead of them, and that is what will pursue them to achieve that. But because they don't make the vision clear, they are not aware of their surroundings. They always like to jump into and follow the crowd. Where the crowd is going, that is where they are going.
Seriously, where the crowd is going, that's where they are going. And I wonder if they know whether the path they are walking on, the end of that road. Because to tell you the truth, every road leads somewhere, and whatever you do today is taking you somewhere. So it's rather unfortunate that most of our young people don't know that the path they are treading is leading them somewhere. Felix, tell me, don't you think that it has to do with our way of training? When I was in school, mind you, when I was in school, my friend Lai will tell you, if you are late, we have a headmaster called OJ. If you are late in secondary school, you are late, and he sees you on the road and you are not running, I'm telling you, he will let you join be in front of the car, and he will be following you. And the rate at which he's coming, you just can't be walking slowly. And sometimes in school, when you misbehave, these days we have all this kind of human rights, trying to give children the rights, and I think that we are not able to take certain characters away from the children, because the Bible even says that foolishness is in the heart of a child, and the rod of correction is sometimes only the rod of correction that can deal with some of the things. Don't you think that is part of the reason why you guys are let me say being soft minded? You are not really tough when it comes to life.
I think that is also a factor. It's a very big factor. Looking at our current situation, especially for example, students.
Uh-huh.
The students will come to school now. Then when students are late, we have this punishment to give to them.
Yeah.
But now it looks like all those things have been scrubbed off because of human rights, and let's leave them, let's speak to them. But then they don't concentrate on like the end result
The
of
end
what that
result.
punishment is
Yeah.
going to give to them. The only thing that the punishment is inflicting pain on the child, and children do not deserve to go through such treatment. They are not actually thinking about the end result, what the child is becoming. They are not thinking about that. They're only thinking about the fact that the child is hurt and other circumstances. So I think that ways of getting children to do the right thing have been on the low now.
Yes. And I think that though human rights is doing their best, but on the other side, they are also giving our young people some kind of opportunities that is really destroying their future. Because I'm telling you, since when they start coming out with this, don't beat in school, don't, the child is wrong. So yes, I know there are several ways to correct children, but we have young people growing up with certain characters, some traits of, and it's not going to help them, and we have to what? We have to take it away from them. So I find it so difficult, because it looks like it's becoming too much these days. Even some of you young people who are going through mentorship, coaching, and training, we take you through some training exercises, and you are like, you can't talk to me that way, it's my rights, and you have some perceptions. I know, but we are talking about you developing yourself, and certain things, they are not going to help you, so you have to drop it. And sometimes we have to put pressure to for you to leave certain things. Irene, do you think the Western world, this issue about trying to watch movies with some kind of attitude, relation, because these days we are finding young people telling their parents, "Are you stupid?" and they believe that it's not an insult, because they see it in a TV, they watch it in a movie, and with some culture, it's not a problem. So you should not also have a problem with it. Don't you think that some of these movies are also indoctrinating our young people, and it's making them behave or not growing up tough enough?
Yeah, I think it's right, because I do what I see.
Okay,
So most
monkey
of the
do, monkeys
So I do what
Monkey
I
see,
see.
monkey do.
Yeah. So what the children see or the youth see on the television, that's what they try to put into practice in the house with their parents, or even with their peers, and even in school with their teachers. So maybe their teacher will punish them, and then they'll go home and go and tell their parents. And some parents do not listen to what the child did or ask what their child did. They'll just stand up and then go to their school, then a different whole thing, insulting teachers and other staffs. So that's what they see on the television, and then they feel like, oh yes, this is the current trend. So they want to follow.
This is serious. This is serious. I'm telling you, if you're out there and you are really following the development of our young people, you are really following what is going on, I can tell you for a fact, something would have to be done. We need to do something quickly. If not, we will wake up one day and we will be asking ourselves what happened. But what happened? What is happening before our very eyes, and we are seeing it, and nobody seems to be concerned about it. And I'm really, really, really concerned about what is going on. Enoch, what do you think must be done?
Okay, well, the other time I made a statement that as an adolescent, our attitudes are malleable. In other words, we are easily influenced by what we see and what we watch. So most of the time, most of these foreign like stories, fictional movies, like different like attitude, character development, and all kind. Sometimes people watch this movie and they tend to imitate the character that they are seeing in this movie. That is why it's very, very much important that as a parent, as a guardian, you need to control what your child watch on television, what not to watch.
This control is what is when you try to do, and then they'll say the child has a right. You know, this the child should be allowed to, you know, to and if parent is trying to control a child, a teacher is trying to control children, and it looks like as if it's some kind of bondage. But we are in a whole I don't know what to say. I'm laughing, but it's not funny at all. It's really, really fun, not funny. Enoch, I'll come back to you. But Felix, when you look at the Western world, a child at age 16, a child at age 14, 17, has gone through so many processes, and is at a level where the system that they have, the system that the Western world have, it's a child at 16, 17 can be on her own, his or her own. So, for example, when it even comes to, we discussed this when we were talking about dating. When it comes to dating, a child at 18 years at the Western world can marry, can move to his or her home, be on her own. But in Africa, in our part of the world, somebody is 30 years, 25, 26, is still with the parents in the, you know, now still struggling to detach. So why, when it comes to culture and context, you realize our context is different. Why don't we look at the context at which we are growing towards, how do you call it, to develop a system for ourselves, but just copying what is happening, the kind of rights that is being established at certain part of the world, direct into our culture without doing anything about it. Don't you think that this is a real problem? What do you think we can do? You are a young person. Tell me.
The Ghanaian culture, let me say the African culture, they are trying to imitate or copy the Western world, their culture, but then they tend to copy blindly. Because looking at the Western world, it seems that systems are really in place. The systems are working there. Whereby you go through the educational process and you know that, you are rest assured that there's a job for you.
Yes,
but
there's credit card,
yes,
there is all these
facility
things. As long
systems
as
are
you
working.
can get some of these things and move on with life. In Africa,
Yes.
in Ghana, student loan cry is the problem.
But here that we are facing the challenges, it's like, I don't know, but they are trying to do something that cannot be done. Okay, so they tend to, after copying, they don't realize that what practices are the Western world putting in place to ensure that the youth get the opportunity that they deserve. I'm looking at that. They are just looking at the fact that someone is doing it. I can also do it, but they are not looking at how they got there.
Yes, and that is the problem. To tell you the fact, if you are listening to us, you are watching us, wherever you are, I don't want you to get us wrong here in the studio. We are not trying to, advocate for some kind of cruelty or punishment for our young people, but I am telling you that we have copied certain things. We are trying to bring out this our youth in some ways that is not going to help them, and the next generation is really, really, really at stake, and we have to what? We have to do something about it, and it's really, really a bother. Just imagine these days. I know when you guys get to Form 3, let me just come to you. They say no phone in school, right? No phone in the dorm, no phone. But it looks like you guys always have your way. I know. And these things like this, a teacher trying to be strict to implement the law. I know most of you will not like that teacher in the first place. And others will pick that issue up, and it will be as if the teacher is wrong and not rather the student who was asked not to bring a phone and yet carry phone to what? To school. That will not be the center of discussion. The action of the teacher become the center of the action of discussion. So you see many teachers will see like they haven't seen. I talk with so many teachers. There's so many things they know is wrong, but they will just not do anything about it because they don't want a problem. And we cannot grow in a nations like this. Do you think that, Irene, do you think that sometimes leaving you people to have your way is helping you? Let's be frank.
No,
do you think
frankly speaking, it's not helping us.
it's not helping you?
Yeah, it's not helping us.
Do you let me talk to you. Will you be okay when somebody is trying to be hard on you?
It depends on the way the person is trying to be bad.
Yes.
If I think wide, I'll be okay. But
Okay.
as youth of
I'm not
today,
talking about abuse. I'm not talking about abuse. I'm talking about somebody pushing you
to the right
to yes to
path,
do the right thing.
I'll be okay.
You'll be okay. Are
But
you
it
su-
will be hard.
it will be hard, but
Yeah.
you'll be okay.
Yeah. If I think wide, I'll be okay.
Yes.
If I think of the future benefits, I'll be okay. But of late, we don't think of the future. We just want something to satisfy us for now.
for now,
Yeah.
for now, you're not ready to deny yourself and all that. Enoch, if someone is hard on you, will you be okay?
Yeah, once the person is leading me to the right path, and also I think that what he's doing is consistent with my future. I think I'm okay with that.
You'll be okay with
Yeah.
that. So let's say like we are trying to help you go to the future, and I believe that there is a rate at which you need to work to get there, and you are not there, and I'm pushing you hard, to do things that will help you get there. Are you sure you'll be willing to accept some of the corrections, some of the things that will help you grow?
Yeah, I'm willing. Yeah, because all that you are doing is for my benefit.
Uh-huh.
So once I avail myself for you to teach me, that means that what you are teaching me is going to have a great impact on my future. So I need to allow myself for you to teach me. Though it will be difficult going through, but I have to persevere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Felix, tell me, how difficult is it for young people to avail themselves for training? How difficult is it these days? Why? How difficult is it for you guys, especially going through some trainings and someone pushing you, parents trying to correct you, and then forcing you to do certain things? How difficult is it?
It depends. It depends on the situation. You see now, the youth, we are distracted by a whole lot of things, especially with this digitalization and then social media.
Okay.
So we don't really have time for ourselves.
Yeah,
Like we are wasting all the
if-
time there.
Yes,
so it's like we can't even
so
avail
do we-
ourselves.
Yes, let's take the social media for example. I know it's, and the social media and the things that are taking your time, will definitely not help you. So why is it difficult for someone who is trying not to allow you for the social media to distract you? Why is that person not liked rather?
I think we have an illusion.
Okay.
We have an illusion that the person, like, as the tree will say, it's like they are like the person who will talk about you, the person doesn't like you.
Okay.
We don't really understand that the person who is trying to make sure that you are on the right path to your future really likes you, but then we take everything for granted, take a whole lot of things for granted as youth, because we don't actually know where we are going. If we know where we are going, we know that this person is actually the one holding my hand and then taking me into my destiny.
Thank you so much. This is Generational Voice, and we are here discussing the issue of the soft-mindedness of our young people. It's really, really, really tough. These days, it's difficult to see young people trying to rise up to the challenge. A little challenge they give up. A little difficulty, they want to give up. They don't want to persist. They don't want to move on. And that is really, really the problem. My name is Prosper Fechi, and I'm here in the studios of Omashi Radio. And to help me with the discussion, I have here proud ambassadors of Fugate who are helping me with the discussion. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. The program still continue, and like you always know, like you already know, here on Generational Voice we have a lot of things to discuss, and I will be back right after this break.
People of God, here we go. Hear my cry, oh Lord, attend unto my prayer. From the end of the earth will I cry unto thee. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I, that is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter for me, and a strong tower from the enemy. When my heart is lead me to the rock that is higher, that is higher than
Indeed, we need a superpower. We need a rock.
I shall.
We need a spirit that will lead us to the rock that is higher than us. The problems are really, really difficult. It's really, really tough.
Yeah,
The youth are struggling to grow up. They are really doing their best.
heart is
It's about time you and I rise up to help them.
to the rock.
This is Generational Voice, and I'm proud to announce to you that the Foundation for Generational Thinkers is really helping.
Lord, hear my cry,
The youths are growing,
to my
and some are doing well.
from the end of
The foundation has put so many activities and projects in place that is helping our young people to grow well. I'll be introducing to you some of these projects.
to the rock that is high.
We have young people that are putting ideas together to help grow. They are doing so much to help develop our nation. We have so many projects going on. And today, I just want to spend the rest of the time I have to discuss some of the few things that these young people are doing. And it's so marvelous. It's so touching.
Lead me, Jesus,
Lead me to the rock.
that is higher than I, that is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter for me, for thou hast been a shelter for me.
I'd forget we have so many things we do. If only it's about young people, I tell you the facts.
When my heart is overwhelmed,
Anything about young people, we are for it.
come on, somebody needs to testify tonight. That is
We believe in having fun,
been a shelter.
but we believe in work.
For thou hast been a shelter for me.
This is Generational Voice, and I welcome you to the program. I welcome you to the discussion. Like I said, we have a lot of things happening. We have the Foundation for Generational Thinkers growing up, developing young people for them to grow to become responsible citizens. But there is a twist to all that is happening in the foundation, and I'm so happy, so surprised at how the foundation is putting strategy and structures in place to see our young people grow up to become very, very responsible adults. We have this year initiated a project to allow our young people to come up with programs that they think will help our community. Things that they think that when they do, it can help them develop our nation. And they've come up with several projects. We have young people forming a team of three, a team of four, five to undertake projects in our community, in our society. We have people trying to come up with issues or educate the community and the society. And some of the things that they are doing is to help their young, their colleagues and also the society, how they see some problems and they put themselves together, try to solve them. And I have in the studio some of these young people. They are going to tell us about the projects that they have decided to embark on, and then why they really decided to embark on such program. Last week, I introduced to you one of the team. They are the group of people deciding to create awareness for teenage pregnancies, and they decided to do it in the communities of Chokok, Begbese, and places like that. Today, I have in the studio another person who has also engaged in a project, and I will tell you more about that project. But let me introduce her to you briefly, and then we can have the discussion. Irene, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Yes, please tell me, what projects are you guys doing?
Okay, so my project is Forget It. The project we help people.
Okay, Forget It.
Yeah.
That is your project. Are you the only person doing?
No,
How many are you?
we are three in the group:
Who and who and who?
Priscilla, William, and I.
Okay, that is wonderful. So, yes, Forget It. That is your project. Can you tell us about the project?
Okay, so Forget It is based on helping people. In the society we have less privileged people,
Okay.
so we are aimed at helping them before we initiate them to join Forget.
Okay.
So last week we went
Okay.
to.
Wait. Just relax. I will be coming to you to tell me details about all that you are doing. So you mean what you guys do? The only thing you guys do is to help, to extend a helping hand to those who need, and that is great. That is wonderful. You know why? Because every organization has major activities that they do, and at Forget, our major activity is what? Youth development. We coach you to become responsible citizens, and that is all we do. So to have young people thinking about the less privileged, being part of the foundation, knowing that there are people that really their stomach would have to be full before they listen to what you have to say. And I'm really happy about this particular project. So tell me, how do you people intend to go about? What are some of the areas you guys intend to touch?
Okay, so we would like to clothe those who do not have enough, as in dresses and stuffs. We like to visit the hospitals, help those who cannot afford to pay all their bills.
Wow.
And then try to give breakfasts to some people in the hospital, or if we can afford the whole hospital, so we will do that. Help
Wow.
pay part of the fees of some people.
Okay.
Provide people with educational materials like books, textbooks,
Okay.
and stationaries for learning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Then you guys have money, eh? Wow. Where there is a will, there will always be a way. I believe God's work done in God's own way never lack God's provision, and that is exactly for young people like you to decide, to do things like this. I am happy. We were talking about copying blindly from the Western world, but there are things we refuse to copy. One of them is giving. In Africa, we believe in receiving, we don't believe in giving. And you guys learning to give out, I'm really proud of you. When I read books and I watch movies of the Western world, as young, as little as children are, they teach them to give back to society. They encourage them to take their clothes, to sell things and then give to orphanage. They encourage them to do that. But in our country, in our part of the world, youths and young people are never taught, they are never encouraged to. So until somebody have an extreme desire to help people, the will is not there. We need to come up with system and structure that will help people to think about helping and giving back to society. And that is why we find it difficult to pay to pay tax. Let me not say tithe, to pay tax, and even to pay tithe, yes. We find it difficult because we are always conditioned to be at the receiving point and not giving. But the Bible says, "Blessing to give than to receive." So I'm happy that you guys have taken this initiative to help. It will also help develop the attitude of giving, right?
Yes.
All right. So tell me, have you guys done something so far, or it's just on the paper? You are still on the planning stage.
No, we've done something, but we are still on the planning stage.
You are still planning a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So last week Saturday,
Uh-huh.
went to Royal Hospital at Gbigbese to
Whoa.
give the sick people breakfast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You went to give them breakfast.
Yes.
Wow. And how was it like?
Oh, it was nice, and then it was touching too.
It was very
To
touching.
give needy people, not needy people, but ill people breakfast. It was
Okay.
fun.
It was fun. Wow. Wow. And how do you feel?
I felt okay because they were also happy we came to give them breakfast.
You were happy you give them breakfast, and you
Yeah.
felt okay for doing that. You were
Yes.
happy, right?
Yes,
Do you feel some joy in you after doing that?
Yes.
That is fulfillment. When you do things like this and you get fulfilled, it's nice, it's beautiful, and it's not everything that did somebody pay you for doing that?
Nope.
Nobody pay you, and it's not everything you have to be paid. So I am happy, thanks to the Foundation for Generational Thinkers for putting this sense in our young people. And I will personally want to thank our one person who made this particular donation very, very possible, Mr. Richard Atakuma. You are one great person who love developing young people. And when our youth decide to do a project like this, you came in, you supported, you gave them all that they needed to make it possible. And you know what happened when I sent him the pictures and all that? He was like, "Wow, this is wonderful. We are going to do more of this." And he said, "You guys should prepare. We're going to Volta region next month."
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful. So thank you so much. And I know you'll be in school, but after school there will be a lot of discussion. I also have here in the studio other young people, ladies who are here. Someone may not listen to you guys last week, but you were just amazing. The team for teenage pregnancy are still in the studio, and Amanda, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Amanda, how are you doing?
Please, I'm doing great.
You are fine, right? Emma, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, nice to see you. You are looking gorgeous.
Thank you.
All right. Emma, tell me, teenage pregnancy, how is it going? Still, the vision, the mission,
We are still going with our mission.
your mission. Can you remind us of once again, why you guys chose to do this thing?
So, in our communities and around us,
Mm-hmm.
we are seeing that a lot of teenage girls are getting pregnant day in and day out.
Yeah.
And it's getting to a point where they are becoming okay with it. They are not bothered about being pregnant or anything. So that is why we've taken it upon ourselves to create the awareness so that they will know that teenage pregnancy is not the best option.
It's not the best option, but people don't decide to get pregnant. Yeah, if you ask all these young people, it's not that they want the pregnancy. Apart from some few communities that they use pregnancy to boast, if for 8, 10, how many have you? Apart from some communities that use pregnancy to boast, a lot of teenagers don't really plan and they don't really wish to be pregnant.
Yeah, that's why we are creating the awareness.
The awareness.
So that they don't, when they are going to that point of getting pregnant, they don't choose that option.
They don't choose that option. Amanda, like I said, people don't plan to get pregnant. Something leads to the pregnancy. So, in tackling, how are you trying to tackle the thing that leads to the pregnancy? Because so many factors. I listened to you guys last time spoke about so many things, but to some people it is pleasure, some poverty, others masomakwe. Those kind of things. How are you planning to tackle some of the things that lead these young people to teenage pregnancy?
How we are tackling this problem is by going to the various schools to educate the students on it and also working hand in hand with the Forget Aid.
Okay.
But that's what we're actually planning on doing.
Wow.
Working hand in hand with the Forget Aid.
So the Forget Aid has come in.
Yes.
Wow. So you guys are going to intertwine, right?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. How are you going to do that? Tell me.
We are going to do this by providing some necessary requirements that some girls need that push them into sleeping with men for money.
Okay.
Like paying of school fees.
Okay.
Some ladies in the rural areas sleep with men who are ready to do in society just to gain money to pay their school fees.
Pay their
So
fees,
if Forget Aid has this vision of helping people, I think we can collaborate with them so they also help us play
Okay.
our role.
Okay, so that certain needs, some things that push young girls into, sleeping with men. Some of the things can be dealt with, because the fact is that sometimes it's easier said than done. Sometimes you can say, the education, the awareness, but there is something that is pushing these people to go into what they are going for. So far as that need is there, so long as that problem is there, forget about your education. Man must survive. You are talking about what? Man. And so congratulations to you girls, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm praying that this your project will go very, very, very far, to go a long way to help our nation, and others will look at it and then emulate the good work that you are doing. This is Generational Voice. Thank you so much for coming. I believe this Saturday you guys are going to meet and have a lot of discussion, and I'm looking forward to that discussion. Thank you, and God bless you for coming. Irene, thank you, and I wish you all the best in your project. Forget Aid projects.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Amanda, for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emma, for coming.
Thank
God bless you. This is Generational Voice, your only authentic platform for the young people. I cannot live here without wishing the April born happy birthday. I wish I could play some music for the April born. Are they there? Our April borns. Yes, I told you this month we are celebrating the birthday till the April comes to an end. And I'm telling you, very, very important people are celebrating their birthday in April. I have just yesterday, a day before yesterday, so many important people celebrated their birthday. Olivia said, happy birthday. Auntie Evelyn Markins, God bless you, happy birthday. I have Auntie Olivia Gonzalez, all the way from US. God bless you. You celebrated your birthday. You can see the people in the April. They are just heavy. And Jerry, your wife is celebrating her birthday. You requested for me to play her song. This song is for her. Listen to it.
Are you ready? Come on, let's stand. Hallelujah. We want to take you back to Central Africa. Hey, Yahweh. Hey, Yahweh.
Happy birthday to all the April borns. We are proud of you. Continue to enjoy. And I tell you, the best thing happens in April. So long as I'm in April, so long as my wife is in April, every good thing happens in April. And you can just not challenge the April borns. God bless you. Till we meet again, this is Generational Voice. And see you next week By this time, we shall have the same discussion. God bless you.
My God and my King, you are so wonderful.